On the same day that Grant set out to confront Lee in the wilderness, General William Tecumseh Sherman took his Grand Army and started his campaign to march across Georgia and take Atlanta. Taking the city would cripple the Southern supply and transportation lines and cut the Deep South off from the rest of the Confederacy. The defense of Atlanta was left to a Confederate force much smaller than Sherman's army, led by General Joseph E. Johnston. Johnston's forces attacked Sherman's army at various locations, hoping to slow Sherman's advance towards Atlanta. At the same time, Confederate General Nathan Bedford Forrest led his cavalry forces on daring raids all along Sherman's lines, harassing Union troops on their march south. Sherman's march stalled just outside of the city as the inferior forces of Johnston and Forrest picked Sherman's army apart. On July 22nd of 1864, Sherman's army arrived on the outskirts of Atlanta and engaged the Confederate forces defending the city. The battle raged back and forth until the Union surge smashed the Confederate lines. The Confederates lost 1/3 of their forces before withdrawing back to the city. Instead of attacking the rebel ramparts and risking heavy losses in a direct assault, Sherman sealed off the supply lines into Atlanta and shelled the city. After a month of siege, Sherman attacked the city with the bulk of his forces and drove the Confederates from Atlanta. On September 2nd of 1864, Sherman's army marches into the city and the great city of Atlanta falls to the Union. So why did this battle matter? Sherman's victorious campaign to seize Atlanta changed the war in many ways. Sherman's victory in Atlanta was a major boost to the Union morale. Casualties from Grant's overland campaign and Sherman's march to Atlanta were the highest the Union had seen all war, and both campaigns had stalled short of their objectives. Northerners were clamoring for peace. The fall of Atlanta convinced Northerners that despite the losses being endured, the Civil War was winnable. Sherman's victory also crippled supply lines across the Deep South. Atlanta was a major junction for Confederate railroads and communication. When it fell, it cut the Northern Confederate states off from the Southern Confederate states and left Robert E. Lee's Army of Northern Virginia isolated and on its own against Grant's Army of the Potomac in Virginia.